Controversy is brewing in Kerala with the Indian Medical Association Kerala chapter on one side insisting on a complete lockdown in order to contain the rapid spread of the pandemic. And the government and even opposition parties totally against this idea, because they feel the livelihood of the common man has already been squeezed out for many days during the lockdown, and any further restraint on daily activities which help the common man meet his livelihood and his daily expenditure would be utterly and completely suicidal. So now, what exactly is the solution for this conundrum or kind of jinx? See, I feel the restrictions, of course, can be made much more strict, and the penalties can be made heavier. In the sense, we can strictly enforce mask distancing, sanitizing, and the penalties can be made much higher, making it really prohibitive for the common man to violate any of the SMS provisions. Okay. The mask, sanitizer, social distancing, SMS provisions can be made extremely strict, and violations can have a prohibitive penalty. Yes, it can be done. Now, when it comes to reverse quarantine, it may not be really practical, because it's not possible to identify the immunodeficient and comorbid individuals and to quarantine them. It's not practically feasible. It may be possible to restrain people of certain age groups from moving out. For example, young children below 10 and senior citizens above 60 can be restrained from moving out. Now, all said and done, even if we enforce all this pandemic has to go through its peak, or the peak of the curve, and then gradually come down with development of a kind of herd immunity. There is no shortcutting this. We have to obviously face the peaking of this pandemic. There is no running away from it. And we cannot do things which threaten the livelihood of the common man. See, the position of the government itself is pathetic. The treasuries are actually empty. And the government has no reserves to support the common man in any manner whatsoever. So obviously we have to let the common man earn his livelihood. There is no escape from this. Along with that, if we could put other measures in place, making the penalties heavier, the enforcement stricter, and putting in place a reverse quarantine of very young people below 10 and the elderly above 60 are the only feasible things. But then let me assure, even with these measures in place, this pandemic has to peak and come down. There is no escape from this. And there is no way we can prevent it. So that's what I feel about this. Put practical constraints and restraints in place, and expect the pandemic peaking, and then the curve slowly smoothening and coming down. That's the only way out. There seems to be no other way out for this scenario. Thank you very much.